comes the money. You're now listening to the Gambling with Gold podcast with Jason Gold. Presented by Champions Round.
Welcome to Gambling with Gold. My name is Jason Gold. We are previewing the Memorial Tournament in Ohio. This week, they're playing at Jack's Place. And to talk about the tournament, who we're going to bet on, Stephie Smallls on the show. Welcome. Let's get to some gambling. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I ate twice in one day. What a blast. And now we get to talk some golf. It's good stuff.
Daily Dozen this morning. We'll be back tomorrow we have a Giannis giveaway. If you join our contest tomorrow for NBA Finals Game 1. So be sure to check us out 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern for that show. But for today, let's make some memorial bets. Let's go to the queen of the outrights. Smalls has been on fire this week. She's so hot that she forgot that she had Sam Burns last week in the outright market and somehow came away with a giant victory. I don't know how you pulled that off. What outright win is that for you this year? Like 7, 6, something like that?
It's a lot, yeah. I had 2 Scotties, Neiman, Hoagie. Who else? Burns. I feel like I was a little dry there for a little bit, but it's so funny because I tweeted I was all mad about Sam Burns and how annoying he was, and then I hadn't checked my settled tickets on FanDuel since because the wedding and everything, and then I went back in. I'm like, oh crap, I kind of won some money. I looked at my account. I'm like, wait, what?
That classic degenerate gambling move is forgetting that you had the best you had on and be like, oh, I'm a genius. That's incredible.
Exactly.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the Memorial Tournament. Obviously, Jack's Place, Muirfield Village Golf Club in Ohio, par 72, playing nearly 7,500 yards this week. That means that the Bombers certainly have an advantage in terms of the past winners that are in the field. Patrick Cantlay won last year, albeit with an asterisk, because John Rahm had to leave after 54 holes with a 6-shot lead because he tested positive for COVID. And Cantlay also won in 2019. Meanwhile, Rahm tried to go back-to-back last year until he had to pull out, but he won in 2020. He is the favorite this week, going off BetMGM odds. Currently, top 5 on the board, John Rahm plus 1,000, McIlroy plus 1,100, Patrick Cantlay plus 1,600, Xander plus 1,800, and Spieth at plus 2,000. So why don't we jump right into the outright market, players that you are interested in playing this week?
So I usually feel like I try to stay away from who everyone is on, but I can't really stay away from Xander this week. I think that he's been a little bit due. His form has been very good. He has 3 straight top 15s here, and the weather is also going to be in his favor. So he plays better when the weather is calm, the wind is at ease, and he just had also T13 at the PGA Championship. I do like Xander this week, and I think I would kick myself because this is a course where we don't really see outliers win all the time. It's usually these guys that are towards the top of the board.
So from what I understand about the course from listening to some other podcasts and doing my own research, it seems like players that are great at long irons, so 125 to 240 yards, are going to have a lot of success this week. Guys who hit it long off the tee and that are accurate in doing so, which will kind of rule out some players that we might be talking about here. Tee to green play in general is going to be huge here, and then around the greens, chipping, which is kind of why I'm going to take out Colin Morikawa as someone that I'm not going to play this week. You want someone that's steady around the greens with a wedge in their hands. And the putting, look, they're bigger greens than they're used to seeing out here, but bent grass, little different. I don't think that you can count on someone's putting form staying accurate at this course. I think it's going to be more of a luck draw than anything else.
Which puts Xander at a little bit, he's waiting for that good putting weekend. So I'm going off the basis that I believe that putting weekend is coming because it's kind of been kicking him. So outside of putting, he has been doing well. So that I feel comfortable just given this course history that I'm okay with putting Xander on my card this week.
All righty. My first outright on the board, I have to do it. John Rahm plus 1,000. I have to do
Rory.
It. No.
You and your Rory love.
He's been great the last. I mean,
I know. I have him T5, but yeah.
He was 8 at the PGA. He was 2 at the Masters. He's definitely has great form.
Mm-hmm.
The course would seem to set up for him well, but given the experience and the success that Jon Rahm has had the last 2 years here, he seems like the guy to beat. And I'm going to throw a little bit of money on him. I could see him running away with this one. His form hasn't been excellent as of late, especially at these bigger tournaments, but it is still Jon Rahm. He still is, in my mind, the best player in the world. So I will play a little plus 1,000 on him. The next 3 that I have, actually, I only bet 4 right now. The other 3 that I have, Shane Lowry plus 2,500, Siwoo Kim at plus 10,000 at MGM, and Sung M at 3,300. Something about this course strikes me as these guys are going to have a lot of success this week. I think that using those guys in some markets, maybe top Asian, top European for Lowry and Rahm, may be interesting ways to attack the board. Are there any other outrights that you're looking at thus far?
Yeah, there's probably 2 more. I'm leaning this week as I don't feel as great. I don't like the outright numbers as much as I like some of the other numbers. I'm finishing position, even first round leader, I like a little bit more. I do think, is this the week we see Hovland? This course is kind of known to be this coming out party with a nice big win. Everyone's been waiting for it, and then they put all the pieces together. So I do like Hovland. And then I can't not bet Homa. I think that his number is a little bit disrespectful given how well he's been doing. It doesn't necessarily totally make sense. His iron game was pretty mediocre at Charles Schwab, so I get why people are kind of leading away from him, but if he can tighten up that ball striking, I think it's very possible he can flirt with a win. So I'm cool with moving also Homa into any of those, top 20, top 40, depending on where you're comfortable with in parlays. Because last week I missed one so bad with freaking Pan. He was the only one that didn't hit, and I was so mad. It was a plus 3,000 parlay. So, but I like Homa. I think that he's going to continue to have success because he's been playing very confidently, I think, as of late.
So Max Homa, BetMGM, currently a plus 3,300. All right, so why don't we start off with round 1. First round leaders. Who are some guys that you are targeting for the round on Thursday?
I love Neiman. He leads the tour right now in round 1 scoring, average this season. I think, what was it? It's his starts have been within 2 of the first round leader. So he's always kind of right there. And if you notice, especially the tournaments that he's fallen off, you've always heard his name in the beginning and then he kind of falls off towards the end. So I like Neiman to pop in there as a first round leader. Rory I think that Rory is always at the top in the beginning. You always see Rory's name. So he's another one that I definitely would be interested in playing in. Matthew Fitz is definitely interesting. I have him as top Englishman. I really like that bet. Might be one of my favorites on this weekend because he's going against guys Willett, Donald, one more guy, I can't think of his name right now, but he's having a really good recent year. He's 4 top 20s in his last 5 starts. So he's another one that I do like. His course history here is kind of mixed, but he did come in 3rd in 2020 and he's kind of been on fire. I like what he's been doing. I think he has been building up momentum as the season's been going. So he's another one that I like for first round leader.
So Fitz is on my board also. I was close to taking him as an outright. I believe he's at plus 2,500 right now at BetMGM. He's close. I may end up playing that one before the day is done. But I do have Fitz as a top 10, top 20, and top 40 play. I do think he comes out and plays really well in this tournament. I think my favorite one, as you mentioned, for Fitz, he's been nailing these top 20. So why not stick it where he gets his 5th? Would you say 4th in the last 5 weeks or something like that? 4 in a row?
Four top 20s last 5 starts.
Okay, so why not make it 5 and 6? I like that top 20 a lot. Some other guys, at least for head-to-head that I want to target, I already mentioned 2 of them. Siwoo and Sungjae. I will play them in pretty much any market that they're at against any player that you can find as long as it's less than minus 130. If you can get some plus money on those guys, I have them both top 20s and top 40s. I think that one of them probably has a really good chance of finishing top 5, top 10, although I'm a little scared of the downside risk of them missing a cut to bet that. But I will do a top 20 and top 40 on both of those guys.
Yeah, I also like if you can find, over Morikawa. I like Xander over him. There's a couple other of those head-to-heads. I don't like Morikawa this week. I don't really like Morikawa any week. I realize, I rarely bet him because I feel like when I do, I'm always come out on the other end, and I never get it right with Morikawa. So we are not him and Rahm. We don't vibe for some reason when it comes to betting. If we're gonna get into some of these top 20s.
Yeah.
Two of the top 20s I really like. One is Corey Connors. He did attend college nearby, so he has that in his pocket. He does lack wins, so that could be his knock, but I think this course plays very well to his strengths of driving and green hitting accuracy. So I think top 20 for him is a really safe place for him. Another top 20, Chris Kirk. Keep an eye on him because I'm very tempted to even bet him a little bit higher than that. He's been playing strong. He was T15 last week, T5 at the PGA Championship. He did miss the cut, the two in between Valero, but I think he's been playing strong. Another guy that I feel confident can come in here and at least pull off that top 20.
How do you feel about Corey Connors as top Canadian? So let me read the odds to you, BetMGM. Corey Connors plus 110, Adam Hadwin plus 250, Mackenzie Hughes plus 450, and Adam Spavinson, whatever the hell his name is, plus 550. Don't know who that guy is. Corey Connors plus 110, top Canadian. I kind of like that, given the fact that you like him to finish at top 10.
Yeah, some of those other guys are interesting. I have to look at how they've done recently, but I like Corey Connors. I think that he's always kind of just been right there this season. So a top 20 definitely comes. I think top Canadian. Those are some of my favorite bets. Like Matt Fitz, top Englishman, I think is a slam dunk this week, given who he's going up against. Those are some fun ones to play with there.
So Matthew Fitzpatrick, top Englishman, BetMGM, minus 160. Aaron Rye, plus 350. Willett, plus 550. Luke Donald, plus 750. So minus 160 seems pretty nice and juicy there if we think he's going to get a top 15, top 20, something like that.
I know some people are on Luke Donald this week, which I get, but I think Matthew Fitz deserves. I want him to win. I would love for Matthew Fitz to get a win this season too. I might end up. I think I'm talking myself into just sprinkling a little bit on him to win outright here.
I mean, what year is it that people think that Luke Donald's going to play well this week?
I don't know.
Is it 2004?
I think that it feels like everyone really likes the older crowd this week. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw some people on Twitter really liking Matt Kuchar. I don't get it. It doesn't seem like that's going to be this sort of tournament. Not to me, at least.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be the direction I go.
Matthew Fitzpatrick, top European. Rahm plus 300. McIlroy plus 350. Matthew Fitzpatrick plus 600 on that one. Top Brit and Irish. McIlroy plus 175. Shane Lowry plus 333. Matthew Fitzpatrick plus 350. Some really, really interesting stuff there, huh?
It definitely is. This is one of those, I also wanted to look more into bogey avoidance because this is one of those courses that you can't have meltdowns on, which is why I'm kind of staying away from Rahm because I feel like this course is going to make
the meltdown king.
And I can't do it. I cannot, I'm not doing a tantrum. I'm not putting money on Rahm to, I could probably consider putting him, do top 20, whatever. I can't do it because I feel like this course is not made for people that throw tantrums, and he throws tantrums.
Well, I mean, he has, I'll count last year as a win. He basically won twice in a row.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
You're right. I mean, I don't see a top 20 right now, but he's even money to finish top 10 right now, plus 100 at BetMGM. Minus 600 to be top 40. So I can only imagine what his miscut odds must be. That would be hilarious to find. All right, a couple of things here. Head-to-head, I said Im and Siwoo. Im versus Riley I have on the board, and Siwoo versus Gary Woodland. Gary Woodland's one of my fades this week, if you can get him in any sort of matchup. Another one that I'm fading, Will Zalatoris. I'm fading him this week, and fading Davis Riley. So I will be looking to target them in round matchups and tournament-long matchups as my fades. Placements that I'm looking at, I really like Rahm top 10 at even, Lowry top 20, Hideki Matsuyama, play him top 10, top 20. Fitz, we talked about. Sungjae, we talked about. Neiman, I love Neiman top 20 this week. I will bet that one. Siwoo, we talked about. And then the last one that I have on my list, Aaron Wise top 40, who's been a really, really good form. And I think this course fits his eye pretty nicely.
Yeah. And I think, you cover a lot of the guys I like. Everyone knows I like to find, because I have like a soft spot for random guys. But Denny McCarthy, he's coming off a nice week with the top 30 finish. T27, somewhere around there. He's plus 160 to finish top 40. These parlays are, now that FanDuel has that, they're fun. Like, you could do 3 like top 40s, and it's sometimes, I don't want to say safe because betting's never safe, but it's a safer bet than, going and trying to reach for top 20s, and you can still get them at nice odds. Lipsky is another one. He is coming off a good week as well. I think he's plus 190. So I'll probably I'll stick him in Discord. I'll do a couple of those finishing position bets. And Homa, I like Homa. I feel like the guy, I think I just have a crush on him is what it comes down to, if we're being honest. And I can't not bet Neiman. Like, every week I'm going to bet Neiman. And also my season-long team is due for a win. And I have 11 guys here. I had 14 last week, came up with nothing, didn't even get the 2-man. And I just feel like someone's due. I usually have Hoagie on my card, but I can't do it this week. I can't.
Who's on the season-long squad so people know?
I have Hoagie, Neiman, Scheffler, McCarthy, McGreevy, Lipsky, Whaley. Who else is there? I'll have to repost that. Who else is on it? I have Matthew Wolf, who's playing, he probably has great odds to finish.
I just saw it. So he's plus 20,000 at BetMGM to win. Plus, let's see a top 40 on Matthew Wolf, if I can pull that up really quickly. I don't have it. Let me search it. That would be it. Matthew Wolf plus 220 for top 40.
I can't. I spend so much on him too in the league to get him, and it just, Smalley and Smotherman are basically doing better than he is. I have Varner, Taylor Moore, Yeager. I think he was on an alternate list. Danny Lee. I have Minwoo Lee. All those guys. I have a bunch. The mulligans I got in this season long were really good.
I think the last bet that I'm going to have on the board is like a full dart throw for tomorrow. Luke List, first round leader. I think that
I wrote that down. I swear to God.
I think he either blows up tomorrow, he shoots like 83, or he's going to go like 64. No in between.
Exactly. There will not be an in between for him. And I feel that way with Hoagie all the time. It's just like, I feel like he could win at any point, but then he could just totally blow it. He doesn't throw tantrums though, so that's a good thing to know.
So anti-tantrums is the theme for this week of small wagers, huh?
Yes, we're anti-tantrum. Anyone that's an anti-tantrum, we're all for.
All right. Any other bets on the board? We went through all of them.
Burger is another. I don't know where to stick Burger. I want money on Burger this week. I don't want to bet him outright, but I want him somewhere on my card. I just haven't decided where I want to place him on my card. He will be on my card though. So
Burger would be, you're talking about either a top 10 or a top 20 or 40.
Top 10 seems
a
lot.
Top 10, I see Hoagie plus 700. That's kind of interesting. Daniel Berger plus 450 to be a top 10.
Okay. Hoagie is more interesting to me than that.
Plus 700. That's pretty good.
Kind of nice. I'm kind of intrigued by that.
I don't hate that either. All right.
So
attention. We will post. We're going to build some graphics. We'll tweet them out. We'll put them on Instagram, and they will be available in our Discord for all of our picks heading into the tournament this weekend. I know we will also be watching in about 3 hours the match, which would be kind of hilarious to. We'll have some fun tweeting about it, watching how shitty golfers these guys are. But hopefully there's some good smack talk, and it's not as boring as some of the other matches have been in the past.
I'm going to love it. It's going to be great.
All right, that does it for Gambling with Gold, episode 80. We will be back at some point, I believe Thursday. We'll do an NBA Finals preview with Dan Titus tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific, and we will be back with Daily Dozen tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. So until then, good luck with all of your bets today. Good luck betting on the match. Good luck with your first-round leaders tomorrow, and we will talk to you soon. See ya.
See ya.